In today's video, we're following Darren's cheating story, a man who gave 8 years of his life to his wife, Jasmine. And while he thought they were on the same page about things, he was wrong, dead wrong. Darren thought he could trust Jasmine with his life, but all it took to destroy what he and Jasmine built was a single coworker and a thumb drive. So without further ado, let's get into Darren's cheating story. So, things for Darren take a real bad turn when he discovers a bunch of text messages that prove his wife was cheating. But before we get into all that, we have to go back to the beginning. Darren and Jasmine have been together for about 8 years now, and out of those 8 years, they've been married for 5. They also have a 5-year-old son. Now, it was around 2 years ago, Darren started to suspect that Jasmine was up to something because she was acting distant and cold with him. And on top of that, their sex life dried up.
Yeah, that's never a good sign, especially when you've been with someone for less than a decade, but I don't know. That's just me.
I hear you, and the sex stopping wasn't the end of it. You see, she also started putting extra effort into her appearance whenever she got ready for work. So who was she trying to impress? While all this was going on, they were fighting more than usual, so it's safe to say that things were a little rocky. It seems like Darren had enough though, because one night he decided to go through Jasmine's phone while she was in the kitchen. And boy, he didn't like what he saw. There were tons of messages between his wife and this guy called Leo, who was her coworker, and they were telling each other that they were in love. She even said that if she wasn't married to Darren, she'd be with this Leo guy.
I don't know what I'd do if I ever read something like that.
I don't think Darren enjoyed it much either, because he immediately kicked her out, so she had to go back to her parents' place. After all that went down, they were separated for 3 months. And you know, he even gave her the option to leave the marriage if she didn't want to be with him anymore so she could be with the new guy.
And how did that conversation end?
If you'd accept it, I'd like to stay and work on the marriage.
I would, but only on the condition that you never actually slept with that guy.
No, I haven't. We only kissed one time.
Does he genuinely believe that they only kissed once?
I don't know what he thought, but he goes on to say that he was willing to forgive her, so they continued to work on their marriage. It was a tough 6 months though, because he'd constantly bring up what happened, telling Jasmine that she better not be making a fool of him. Otherwise, he'd lawyer up and file for divorce. Naturally, she promised that she wasn't messing with him, and seemed to work really hard to prove that she wanted to stay married to Darren. Anyway, let's skip ahead a year, and Darren gets a message on Instagram from what he says was a fake account.
What? Like a scammer?
Maybe he just meant anonymous, because he didn't know who it was.
Oh, I get you. So what did it say?
Hey, just a heads up. I accidentally saw your wife at her coworker's house. This is the address.
That's pretty out there for a first message. So what? Did he reply?
No, but he showed Jasmine the message and immediately let her know that they would be getting a divorce. She acted like she didn't know what was going on, so Darren tried to check out the previous locations on her phone to see if she'd been there, but he didn't find anything. Later on that night though, Jasmine came clean and said the message was from Leo, who was apparently having a psycho moment and wanted to ruin their marriage because Jasmine chose her husband over him. Now, this is where things really get hot, so let's bring the clock forward to more recent times. Darren didn't end things with Jasmine after the whole Instagram thing because of how much effort she'd been putting into their relationship. But while he was cleaning out his car, he found a thumb drive he'd never seen before. He asked Jasmine about it, but she didn't have a clue either. So after letting it sit there for a while, he eventually decided to plug it into his laptop.
That's so risky. Anything could have been on there.
Yeah, Darren acknowledged that too, but he just had to see what was on it and who it belonged to. When he opened it up, there was one file saved as a new folder, and it had been created 3 weeks ago. When he opened the folder, he saw a bunch of images that were screenshots of things Jasmine and Leo were talking about. She'd sent him selfies, lingerie shots, and even full-body nudes.
Sounds like they shared a lot more than one kiss.
Isn't that always the way though? In the messages he saw, there was one in which Jasmine told Leo that she loves him, and when he demanded that she kiss him while he was having an orgasm. She had one herself. She even asked him about how good his pullout game was. And one of her incriminating messages said,
No, you didn't finish inside me, only over my dress.
So, she was having an affair and not using protection on top of that?
Crazy, right? All in all, there were about 12 messages between February and July, and the last message was Jasmine breaking things off with Leo. She said that she'd felt terrible about the affair from the beginning, and that she's happy with what she's got. After that, she asked him to delete everything she'd ever sent him. The affair had been over for almost a year at this point, but while she was in the thick of it, she'd still be telling Darren how much she loved him. As things are right now, Darren's really struggling and doesn't know where the thumb drive came from. He thinks that Leo put it in his car, but if that's true, how the hell did he manage to get inside?
So, what did he do?
We don't know. Last I saw, he was wondering if he should put this whole saga behind him or lawyer up and get a divorce. The lying and deceit was strong with this one, and to be honest, I don't know how he could ever fully trust her again. Just think. She managed to continue cheating on him for a whole year, and he had no clue. So who's to say that she isn't doing the same thing right now or will do so in the future? Jasmine telling Leo that she felt bad about their affair since the beginning holds zero weight with me, because if she really felt that bad, she wouldn't have done what she done. Also, I have to say this, not like I haven't said it a million times before, but if you find out that your partner cheated on you, but they go on to say it was just a kiss, never believe that. 99 times out of 100, it's a lie. Anyway, what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed today's video on coffee and popcorn, and I can't wait to see you on the next one.